Welcome back to my channel, wonderful people. Is your girl Chidima Favor. If it's your first time of coming to my channel, please like, comment and share. Please subscribe to my channel. It's a new channel. Let's grow together. All right, in today's tutorial we're going to learn how to cut this beautiful CWO top or blouse. Okay, it's for the Catholics. All right, first you start with your starter line or savage line, whatever you call it. Then you take your shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 9. I added half an inch, making it 9.5. I'm taking the neck width of 4 inches, and here I'm coming down by 1 inch, which is shoulder slope. At this point I'm coming down 1 inch for the back neck depth and 4 inch for the front neck depth. I'm not going to cut out the front neck depth. You will see how we are going to do that. Here I'm just trying to make sure I get a straight line. All right, I'm still taking the 4 inches, that's the 4 square for the neck before you make a curve. Now I'm coming down to my bust point. My bust point is 12, or my client's bust point is 12. I'm adding half an inch. Okay, half an inch. Remember, we are removing 1 inch up for shoulder slope. Okay, so in order not to have any shortage, just add extra 1 inch. I'm taking my half length. So the measurement you need is your shoulder, your bust point, your under bust, your half length, and the length of your blouse. These are the measurements you need: your shoulder, bust point, under bust, half length, and your top or your gown length. Then you take the circumference of your bust, under bust, half length, and hip line. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I get a straight line here. That's exactly what I'm doing. After that, I will go ahead and connect with my rulers. Okay, please always use your ruler. It's very, very important. This material is I think this student white or something. I'm still going to use the same material for my lining. Okay, this is the same material I'm going to use for my lining. If your own is not enough, please, you can use normal white lining, and I prefer to always use pencil when I'm working on white, so it won't end up having much stain. And meanwhile, this clothes was an urgent work, so I advise pencil when you are working on white fabric. It makes it look a bit neat. It won't have much chalk stain here and there. All right, and please don't forget to add your sewing allowance at the hem. I forgot to do that at the end of the blouse, so that's what I'm just trying to do here. Okay, please don't forget. Thank God I remembered quickly. Just add 2 inches allowance, because you are going to turn the clothes in. All right, with your lining. All right, after adding all the vertical measurements, I will just connect my shoulder slope. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to connect my shoulder slope. Go ahead and put your armhole measurement. How do you get your armhole measurement? Your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 2 inches, or 1.5, but 2 inches is just standard, is okay. All right, your bust circumference divided by 6. That is how you get your armhole. Or better still, most people do what you take on your shoulder up, take the same thing on your armhole. That's what my madam does anyway. What she takes up is what she takes down. Okay, I'm done connecting the lines. All I'm doing here is the midpoint. Okay, the midpoint. After your shoulder slope, the midpoint, mine is 8, then divided by 2, which is 4. I'm coming out by half an inch. From the midpoint of your armhole, you come out by half an inch. All right, with the help of a ruler, you connect it back to your shoulder line. You can see what I'm doing. If you don't understand it, just connect it back. Then use your curve ruler to curve the other side. But before that, I want to take my bust measurement. The bust I'm working with is 10.5, so I will just take that as a guide to connect my armhole. Okay, you can see what I did. I'll take my under bust measurement, my waist measurement, and my hip measurement. I don't know, my camera wasn't showing that part very well, but I hope you just understand what we're doing. I added 2.5 inches allowance. Please, 2 inches is perfect. Why I added 2.5 is that my client, she doesn't like any clothes tighten her at all. She always wants her clothes to be very free, like free over free. So I'm always careful whenever I'm working for her. I always want to add extra inches. Okay, but 2 inches is perfect. If you can walk around 2 inches, is very perfect. But if not, you can just add a little bit of maybe 2.5 inches. Okay, I'm going over to my neck to create my neck curve. Remember, I said for the back neckline I used 1 inch, and for the front I came down by 4, but I'm not going to make use of the 4 because you know this clothes has a curvy like a neckline, so you are going to see how to cut that out. I'm just trying to cover everything out so that you understand it. Okay, but we are not going to cut it out like I said. We just go ahead and cut all the markings. It's very simple. We just go ahead and cut out all the markings. Okay, all right, go ahead and separate them. Go ahead and separate the front and the back. All right, let's work on the back first. You know this cloth doesn't have any zipper allowance. Okay, the CWO uniform doesn't have any zipper at the back, but it can have at the side, but it cannot have at the back. All right, remember we've removed already 1 inch when we cut the neck. Okay, so I'm coming down by 6 inches. That means removing the 1 inch we already cut out, I'm coming down by 6 inches. You can come down by 5, is still okay. All right, 5 is still okay. This is the back. I'm just trying to label it out for us. Now let's go over to the front side. Let's see how to cut the front neckline. You can see that the front I didn't cut it, just the same thing I cut at the back. I didn't cut anything. Okay, that's the lap, like the flap on that their clothes, the flap on the white of the clothes is always at the left hand side, not the right hand side. It's always at the left hand side. Okay, that flap, right? Please, I don't know if I'm right. All right, so here I came down by 6 inches. 6 inches 6.5, but I later noticed it was very small. Okay, you can always make adjustments. I just want us to get how we do it. Is the flap always at the right hand side? I don't know. I think I'm confused. I'm not a Catholic, like I said. I was told, but I think I forgot now. All right, you can see the curve. You can see that I exceeded the six I marked. I think I later marked around 8. Later I found out that the 8 was a bit long. She doesn't like anything exposing her body, so I came down by 7.5. At the end of the day, what I cut out was 7.5, but I already got what I was looking for. I wanted to cut it out. I said no, it's too big. I noticed no, seems too big, let me remeasure it. Please, you should know what your clients like I said, she doesn't like anything that exposes her body at all. So I marked 7, but I end up using 7.5. Initially I had 8, but I felt 8 was so low, so I had to walk around 7.5. When I made my curve, my last curve, I ended up using 7.5. You can see that I didn't meet with the 7, so 7.5 is fine. 7.5 is just perfect. You can see that this place is straight, while the other one was the one curving to the straight part. Okay, please, if you're not a Catholic, when sewing this kind of clothes, ask them the side that the lap should be at. I forgot at this point. I was doing the voice over. I can't remember because I'm not a Catholic. All right, you can always ask them so you won't assume, because I asked. Okay, all right, I've done that. Now I'll introduce a fresh fabric, so we can cut that flap. Or what did you call it? What do we call it? Is it flap or what? Or it's not called, like, it's flap, I guess. Okay, now I have a fresh fabric. This is a fresh fabric, just a very fresh one, so we can trace out that neck to create that flap. Just pay very good attention. It's so easy to make. It's very easy. I've cut out the linings too for the clothes. All right, I just pinned them together. If you notice, I've cut out the lining. Now let's make the flap. It's very easy. Okay, we can do it together. It's so easy. Just pay close attention to this. With this, you can sew any kind of cloth that has this neckline. All right, just trace it out. Just trace it out. You can see how I'm tracing it. I never wanted to cut any part of this video, so you understand it. You see where I stopped? You can see where I stopped the tracing, because that is where the flap is going to stop, exactly at this point. Okay, that is where the flap is going to stop. All right, I'm trying to trace the upper part of the shoulder, so that I will get the slanted part. You can see. I hope my pencil is so visible that you can see it properly. All right, I'm working with 3 inches. You can work with 3.5. I think at a point I used 3.5 because we are cutting this too. All right, and you are going to sew it round before attaching it to the clothes. All right, you don't need it to be very small, so 3.5 is what I use, and 3.5 is perfect. You will see it at the end of the video. It wasn't big, it was perfect. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm doing. Just look out for what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that all the markings are close, so that when I'm joining it, it's going to be perfect. hope you see what I've done. You see how it is. This is how the flap looks. So I'll just cut it out and use this to cut another one, because I want it to be two. You can as well fold your fabric into two and cut it once, okay? But I did this for us to have a better understanding of what I'm doing, okay? Like I said, it's very easy. Just pay close attention. It's very easy. Please, if you have any video you want me to oblige, please just send it in the comment section, and by God's grace I will do that. And if you're watching up to this point, you've not subscribed, please, I'm begging you, subscribe, okay? It's totally free. Subscribe, all right? Comments, your comments are so important to me. Let's grow together. It's a new channel, all right? I'm very grateful to my returning subscribers. God bless you. Okay, I'm trying to cut out the second part. Like I said, is two. We're going to use the clothes both for the front and for the lining, okay? So I'm going to cut this same clothes, same thing, all right? Please secure your work with a pin, so you won't have it shifting here and there when you're working. Just secure it with a pin so that it will stay at a place where you are working. You can see the fan was disturbing the other end, you see? So please always use your pin. Okay, I've cut it out. I'm going to use an interface, a light interface, but I'm going to double it. All right, it's a light interface, but I'm going to double it just to make the clothes stable. Like I said, it's a very soft white. All right, you can see it's very soft, so use a light interface, double it. All right, I've done that for the both of them. So I'm just going to pin it down, go over to the machine and sew them. Okay, I'll sew the under part, the down part of the cloth. That's what I'm going to sew, because the upper part I'll attach it to the main clothes. All right, just sew the down part, secure the down part. The upper part, there's no need for that, because you're going to attach it to the fabric, to your clothes, like the upper part. I'll show you what I'm saying. Okay, this is the one I'm using. This is the main white. The cloth is soft, you can see. After sewing the down part, just go ahead and sew it together with the cloth. You can see the way I placed it. Sew it together with the cloth that way before you introduce the lining, okay? After sewing it with the lining, you flip it to the other side and iron, all right? And do the same for the back part. I hope you understand what I said. You can see it. You attach it first before adding the lining. You can see, you can't see any stitches. Everything is neatly inside, okay? Then you sew it round. Sew it. After that, you sew the cloth round. You can see what I'm showing you. Sew the cloth round and turn it inside out from the armhole area. All right, that is what you're going to do. You can see I've sewed everything, both the hem, all the areas of the clothes, leaving the armhole open. All right, you can see how neat, you can see it. I think this lap is at the right hand side. Sorry, I think it's at the right hand side, not the left. Please don't make mistake. It's at the right hand side. Like I said, I'm not a Catholic. I've also gone ahead and turned the back. You can see I've turned the back, even the openings. I've put button clip or button, I don't know what they call that. Okay, you can put whatever they call it at the comment section. I'm just trying to show you how I got that button holder. All right, just get a piece of fabric, fold it in, stitch, top stitch on it, then fold it and put it on the main cloth before using your lining, making it to face inside. Then after sewing it with your lining and turn everything out, it will just face this way. It's very simple. Please, if you have any question, just put it on the comment section and I will oblige it. So here I'm folding to get my darts. Just go ahead and take your measurements using your pencil, mark your darts. All right, mark your darts, go ahead and sew it, iron it down, then shoulder to shoulder. You see that the shoulder is still open. Just go ahead, place the shoulder, use one of it to cover it. It's as good as that. Now I want to cut the sleeve. You know, the sleeve at the upper part has a little printing. Okay, for instance, if her armhole is 10, okay, if her armhole is 10, all right, you know, we divide by 2. Okay, you fold your fabric into 2, which is 5. Instead of 5, make it 7, which is 14. All right, instead of 5, make it 7. All right, or you can make it 6.5, so that it will have that small print. You know, it has small print in the form of puff hand. Okay, just do that. This is water button. This is what they use. You can see it, water button. I'll just go ahead and sew it at the back. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Just go ahead and sew that. So I'm going to cut out the sleeve. I'm trying to measure around my armhole. Okay, you see what I'm doing. Just measure around your armhole. All right, divide what you have by 2 and cut it out. If you have any excess after joining your shoulder to shoulder, just remove it. Okay, just cut it out, trace it out, trim it out, any English. I'm just drawing a guideline. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just drawing a guideline to cut my sleeve. Okay, at the hem of my sleeve, I didn't sew it. What I did, I used gum, hemming gum. You can see I'm just showing you print there. You see that the sleeve is not so deep because I want it to have that puffiness, be puff at the upper part. Okay, trimming out the excesses, pin round from the other end to the other end. Then the excess you have, use it to pleat that puff at the upper part. Okay, this is so simple to do. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still watching up to this point, please help us subscribe. Let's grow together. Thank you. Okay, I've gone ahead to sew it. I've gone ahead to sew everything, both the sleeve. I've attached the button, and you can see I added zip by the side. Like I said, the back part of the cloth does not have any zip. Zip is not allowed. It's only button that is allowed. But by the side of the cloth, you can go ahead and attach a zipper. You can see the puffy sleeve. Okay, this is so simple to make. easy to make. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you.